From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10. Live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Amarachi Ubari.
Good evening and welcome. Tonight, the President Jonathan appeals to striking university lecturers and a 3-month-old industrial action. Edo State's Governor Adams Oshiomhole signs into law a bill making kidnapping punishable by death. 2 fake doctors arrested in Lagos for operating an unregistered hospital. And suicide attack on a cafe in Somalia leaves 16 people dead.
On business news, interbank lending rate fall for the 3rd week in a row to an average of 10.35%.
And the sports news, Nigeria's Golden Eagles show class at the ongoing FIFA Under-17 World Cup in the United Arab Emirates.
We begin tonight with the President's appeal to the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, to end its 3-month strike action. President Goodluck Jonathan made the appeal during an address at the first convocation ceremony of the Afe Babalola University in Ado-Ekiti, the Ekiti state capital, where he promised that the federal government will continue to look into the demands of the lecturers.
The entire membership of the Academic Staff Union of Universities to pause and ponder adverse effects of their action on the future of the vibrant youth of this great nation. The collective destiny of tens of thousands of tomorrow's leaders should not be held hostage to the vagaries of labor disputes, which, as long as we are human, as long as we are a developing society, these labor disputes must come up. And I always say that even in the developed societies, you hear about labor disputes. And there is no society, even the most developed, that has provided the facilities for every worker. It's almost impossible.
Well, President Goodluck Jonathan was also in neighboring Ondo State, where he promised Nigerians reasonably stable electricity by the middle of next year. The President made this pledge at the official commissioning of the 500 megawatts Omotosho 2 power station in the state.
As I said at the handover of the PSCN assets last month, things can only get better. We cannot go back again. Whenever I'm asked about power, what are you generating? I used to tell people that don't forget about installed capacity, forget about what we are generating. Because even if I mention what we are generating, if we cannot transmit it to the consumers, then of course the generation means nothing. Our interest is how we stabilize light, and we promise that before the middle of next year, light will be reasonably, I'm not saying total, reasonably stabilized in this country. Any difficulty we still experience from fluctuations in supply should be understood to be temporary and not endemic again. We can all look forward with confidence to a better time very, very soon, as we have seen in the telecommunication and banking sectors of our economy. I would like to reassure all PSCN workers, my dear labor leaders, that are here to receive their full severance package. Of course, you have also listened to the minister. That government is working hard to make sure that all of you get what is due you. There's no need for industrial action.
President Goodluck Jonathan in Ondo State. Now to other stories, the death penalty now awaits anyone who engages in kidnapping in Edo State. This follows a signing into law the bill which prescribes death for kidnappers by the state governor, Adams Oshiomhole. The law, which is an amendment of the state kidnapping law, also prescribes that any premises used by kidnappers will be demolished. While signing the document in Benin City, Governor Shomole explained that the death penalty applies to acts of kidnapping generally, whether it involves murder or not.
The law to amend the kidnapping prohibition law 2009, which was amended by the State House of Assembly, which now prescribe a death penalty for anyone who is involved in any form of kidnapping. Let me make the point clear. We have had enough laws in our statute books that provides for various degrees of punishment for various offenses. I think the real challenge is about law enforcement and dealing with the problem of impunity. Laws will be worthless if we do not have the capacity to apprehend, interrogate, prosecute, and convict criminals and involve the full weight of the law.
Edo State's Governor Adams Oshiomhole on the death penalty. Now back here in Lagos, for those of you who went out earlier this morning, traffic was something else, as many of you spent longer than necessary on the road. While some stuck in the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, attributed the gridlock to the minor rehabilitation work taking place on the road. Some say it is the big carriage vehicles that often break down. Whatever the cause, spending more than 3 hours between the Lagos State Secretariat, Alausa to the Mowe-Bafo axis of the expressway sure put a damper on your day. Our correspondent Victor Matthias tells your story.
They spent long hours trying to get to one location from the other. Traffic is not new to commuters on this ever-busy road, as it's been going on for weeks. But this is more than what they bargained for. Up till Friday evening, this turn, which takes you back to Berger bus stop, had a huge pothole, which was also a major headache to commuters, but that was fixed earlier in the day, which contributed to this gridlock. However, the major source of worry are the potholes which have appeared between Mountain of Fire and Miracle Ministries and the Redemption Camp on the Lagos-bound lane, causing slow movement of vehicles. Yet, some cars could not withstand the rigor of the long stay in traffic.
Right from that Alausa Secretariat, we have not seen any cause at all. There is no any breakdown. We didn't see any breakdown. At time there is a standstill.
Is that why your big vehicle broke down?
Yes, exactly.
One would have expected that they would concentrate on a side of the road instead of the two sides at the same time, because I was told both ways the hold up is terrible on the way. The day before yesterday I heard that there was a breakdown of a vehicle on the way, and perhaps this is due to the construction going on. I wouldn't know what exactly.
The 127-kilometer expressway traverses 3 southwestern states of Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo. It commences at Ojota Interchange through Shagamu Junction, Ogere, and terminates at Ojo in Ibadan. When it's not causing traffic, at some point on this expressway, the bad portions lead to frequent accidents and loss of lives.
This is the busy outward bound of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, and it has been like this since 10 a.m. Well, while trucks like this one passing right behind me has been attributed as one of the causes of this gridlock, potholes equally have been attributed to such gridlock. And the federal government has actually awarded the contract of this express road. The construction is said to be minor, and now one seems to wonder what kind of gridlock will be on this road when major works starts. From the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Victor Matthias, reporting for Channels Television News.
Well, it really wasn't funny this morning, but staying with the state of our roads, crash barriers are meant to serve as safety measures on our roads, especially on bridges, to prevent vehicles plunging into water. But when they're not there or totally damaged, where does that leave the commuters and motorists who ply these roads? In this next report, our correspondent Ugochukwuose picks on the Shagamu-Ore Benin Expressway as a case study.
The Shagamu-Ore Benin Expressway is a very significant road in the country, not only because it links the southwest to other parts of the country, but it serves as the main artery for the rest of the country, given the location of Nigeria's commercial nerve center, Lagos. And this is why there is a clarion call on the government to pay attention to the road. The call is the loudest, especially from travelers who use the road often. They wonder if the government listens to them at all.
The road is very bad. How long have you been on the road? I've been on the road over 1 hour plus now.
Traffic is so much here, so much is very good. I mean, there's a lot of traffic here.
Another aspect of the road that usually catches one's attention are the crash barriers on the bridges. Even this has become of great concern to travelers, and more worrisome is the speed at which some of these drivers move on the road. On some of the bridges, it's either there are no crash barriers at all or are totally damaged on both sides, which makes it impossible to prevent frequent occurrence of vehicles plunging into the rivers, just like this one.
As we come from Ondo, so our tire burst, and driver miscontrol. The driver jump from out, now the motor
According to the villagers around here, this is a frequent occurrence. Vehicles plunge into the river without help from anywhere.
You can see it with your eyes. You see another one there. You can see this one will happen here. Very, very dangerous.
It's uncountable for this road, this major road. It's uncountable. If you watch the other side now, it's very. Look at the last time, tanker.
From Ogun to Ondo and Edo, the states that this expressway goes through, the story is the same. Now, the question on the lips of everyone is, why is it taking the government so long to fix this very important road and end the sorry situation?
What we have done, consequent on the cannibalization of our steel railing, we came up with a design solution to the problem. One of the things we did was to redesign the railing as reinforced concrete railing. And that makes it impossible for anybody to cannibalize it. At Ovia River, that problem is no longer there. Vehicle no longer plunge into the river in Ovia. But between Ore through Ajibandele to Shagamu, about 2-3 weeks ago, I drove through the road. I still noticed some of the cannibalized railings. But however, we are also coming with the same solution of reinforced concrete balustrade to prevent vehicles from falling into the rivers.
But how long that would take is what remains unknown.
Festive season is around the corner, and it only means one thing, that a lot of people will be traveling, especially on this road. So it's imperative that the government put measures in place to ensure safety on our roads. Ugochukwuose reporting for Channels Television News.